How many minutes do I have?
Yeah, my name is Obo Joseph. I'm one of the trustees of the Husband and Wife Foundation. Here with me is my lovely wife, Juliana.
Beautiful woman.
Juliana Owajimam Obo Joseph, popularly known as Juliana Imam.
Okay, good to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. The fact remains that Husband and Wife Foundation started like a joke.
Yes.
I wouldn't really say I was born with the passion for marriages in that sense, but we found ourselves when we got married having certain kind of funny issues here and there and all that. And at the same time, we began to talk about challenges that people face in their marriages, challenges that we also face in our marriages. We create content out of those challenges and let people know that whatever it is that they're actually going through is something that they can pull through from. But from experience, I've come to realize that a lot of people are having serious challenges in marriages. Many people don't necessarily understand what a marriage is even about in the first place. They have a little challenge and before you know it, the entire thing is crumbling. That institution that God created for everyone for those who choose to be married to enjoy and to feel His presence. A lot of persons, after a while, they fall out of marriage, fall out of love, fall into different things. You know, if you look like left, right, center, you find out that a lot of marriages are actually failing right now. It's not news to hear of marriages failing. In fact, today I went to the police station for something today, and the policewoman there was telling me how her marriage has failed. She's still living in the same house with her husband. He's in one room, she's in one room, her children are in one room, but they don't see eye to eye in that same house. So the challenges are real. People are facing these challenges and it's real. And I feel that the foundation, Husband and Wife Foundation, is a platform through which we hope to be able to reach out to a lot of married people. We are not here our marriage is perfect. It's still a work in progress by the grace of God. But God has given us the grace to be patient with one another, the grace to love one another, the grace to tell each other the truth as much as we can. And we hope that through this session, that so much will be unveiled. Pastor Dave, we are extremely grateful that you've taken out time. I know that this topic, you can speak on it for the next 6 hours, non-stop.
That was why I was asking, how many minutes do I have? It's something that is beautiful. I think it's a privilege to be invited to this platform. And I'm passionate about the marriage institution. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. We just need to do more to be able to maximize the beauty of marriage. So I think, like I said to you the other time, you will take it to another level. Maybe with time, there will be a marital academy. So people will learn to enroll and prepare their mind what the marital institution entails. It's a beautiful thing, and thank you. So let me know, how many minutes do I have? Because I have something. How many minutes? 10 minutes? 15?
You can start with 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, that's good enough. That's beautiful.
Have about 15 to 20 minutes, then we'll go into a discussion. So people that are present can also share their own point of view. Then we can just discuss.
That's beautiful. I just love what Barrister Joe said. You use the word patient. It's a major key if your marriage must thrive. I think to avoid the marital catastrophe, we must consistently consult the one who established the marital institution. I think that is where we should start from. Every product, every electrical appliances has a manual. I think marriages these days needs just more than I love you, needs more than comfort, material comfort or financial comfort. It needs a lot of commitment, patience. and understanding. So I said, to avoid the marital catastrophe, we must consistently seek the one who established the institution. For us to know why marriages fail, we must check what happened to the first marriage in creation. The first marriage in creation actually failed. Why did it fail? We need to know that when we are able to get hold of a few nuggets, information on why they didn't succeed as was ordained by God, then we'll be able to maximize our own marriage. I find out Adam failed in his responsibility primarily because there was a communication gap. And today, that is also affecting this generation. Because today you have a man in the house has to work, a woman has to work. Many times you don't even have time for yourselves. Maybe you can relate with this. So then you must strive hard. You must be deliberate about communication, because you don't fall out of love. You know, I don't believe that people fall out of love. It's just that they stop making commitments. That is just what it is. They stop making commitments. And you find out that people are not committed to that vow they made on their wedding day, for better, for worse. So, so when you hear somebody say, I'm no longer in love, what the person is actually saying, I'm not sure I want to be committed anymore. Or from the beginning, they actually didn't even know or have an idea what that word, for better, for worse, means. And now if you look at it again, if we have to use the concept of the Bible as it relates to marriage, there is a marriage that exists between Jesus and his church. The Bible says Jesus loved his church and he died for his church. He gave his life for his church. And the Bible says, husband, love your wife. And there's no condition why you should love your wife. You just have to love your wife anyway. What I discover is this: when God sends a spouse to you or your life partner to you, many times it doesn't come in a package that we want. But it's the best if you are able to endure and be patient to allow God work out everything for you. That's why I said at the beginning, I love the word you use, patience. So you see, your wife or your husband come in a package you might not like after a while. And that's why the Bible says, husband, love your wife. It didn't give you any condition. When your wife start looking big, don't love her. When your wife can't cook, don't love her. If your wife does not respect you, don't love her. The Bible says, love your wife, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself, which means what it means is that when we're able to love our wife, I'm talking to brothers now, when we're able to love our wife, it's part of their weaknesses. Then you find out that we give God opportunity to mold them, build them, and make the best out of them. So love endure all things. Love is patient. And now, if the sisters want to make their marriage tribe work, they must appreciate the concept of Sarah's submission and honor. Again, the Bible says, wife, submit to your husband, no condition. It didn't say when your husband is richer than you, submit. When your husband can provide, submit. If he can't provide, at some point, submit. So you're laughing. So now it said, submit. So an honor. But these days, where you have maybe many women, they aim more than their husband. And you know, men, to understand, they are hustlers. They want to achieve. They want to achieve more. But sometimes women might not be aware of this. Even that man that is not bringing something home or something substantial home is working so hard, wanting to make something happen, to take care of his family. Then you find out that that submission, that honor will motivate this man to do better and to be able to take care of his family. So now we find out these days, women majorly, they want to submit only when their husband can provide all their needs. It will not always be possible at the beginning. If you submit and if you honor, your husband, your marriage will be protected. The primary reason marriages fail today is because people are not prepared to commit to the cost of marriage. They like the idea of being married, but they don't like the idea of staying married. They just love the idea of being married. I want to get married, but they don't sit down to count the cost. They don't sit down to count the cost. If you want to build a house, you will sit down to count the cost. What will it take me to build this place? What will it cost me to build this? Marriage is a building. And you don't finish building a house in one day. You will continue to beautify your house. You continue to renovate your house. You continue to add values to your house. That is what it is with marriage. And if you want to achieve that in your marriage, patience is expected. Patience is required. Humility is required. Today, we have a lot of crises in marriage because somebody is no longer ready to commit, not because they fall out of love. No. No. People actually don't get married primarily because they are in love. They get married because they are committed to each other. That's my take. They get married because they are committed. So if it's love, what we call love might just be infatuation. And that only lasts for like maybe 6 months after wedding. Then the real work starts. Then you start raising children. And a lot of responsibilities start coming. Then it will not take commitment, understanding, and love, genuine love, to be able to sustain the marriage institution. And again, I want to say, the 4-letter word is very magical. I love you. But I think we can love our spouses and not loving them in the right way. We need to know how we should love our spouses. I've been able to mediate in many homes, and I found out that love do exist in some families, but it's just that you are loving somebody, you are not loving the person right, because you don't know how the person wants to be loved. That's another reason. Then the person now start feeling unwanted, feeling unloved. But if you are not careful, they start getting, attention outside. You can be a man or a woman, start getting attention outside because you didn't find out the love language of your husband. You didn't find out the love language of your wife. Maybe you telling a woman, oh, you look beautiful. Maybe that's just her love language. And maybe for 3 months, you've not remembered to say that. And the woman will not understand because you are going through a lot of financial, issue. You want to do something and all of that. But in your heart, you are in love and you are actually striving just to make her happy. Your love communication now is that I want to do everything for her. I want to make her happy. But your wife wants to hear this. But today you see the man is at the war front. The woman is at the war front. Our children being raised by other people, we don't even have time. So for marriage to thrive, basically, we need to be deliberate. We need to know it comes with a lot of work. And there has to be commitment, deliberate commitment. You have to ensure that this is what you want to do. And I don't also believe the concept of, oh, it takes 2 for marriage to work. No, it takes 1 for marriage to work. Just 1, not 2. You see, you have to understand that this is something you've always wanted. This is what you wanted from the beginning, and you want to make it work. If you are going to love your wife because you have expectation, you will not be able to love your wife. If you want to submit to your husband because you have expectation, you will not be able to submit to your husband. The Bible just says, wife, submit to your husband, honor your husband. It wasn't asking you to have expectation. Is he any more? Does he have this? Is he taking us to the moon or to all this and all of that? Why should I submit? I am more than him. Why should I? That is the issue we are having. That's why marriages are failing today. So you are loving your wife, no expectation. No, you just have to love her. It is a commandment. Do you know what the Lord was telling me some time ago? He said to me, I'm not preaching. I'm not. You use God at the beginning, so I know we have a lot of people that will be watching, Muslim, everybody. But one thing is this: the Lord was laying in my heart. He said, "I said, love your wife, no condition. You just have to love her anyway." He said to me, "If you love her, that is obedience, and that is an act of worship to me. And if you do, I will work on her and give you what you truly desire." I say, wow, so I just have to love. No expectation. Say, yes, I commanded you to love her. No condition attached. Love her if he's big now. Love her if he doesn't cook your desire meal. Love her if he doesn't give you what you want. It becomes an act of worship to God. That's why at the beginning I said, if we want to see how our marriages these days succeed, we must consult the manual given to us by the one who established the marital institution. Love your wife. Brothers, just love your wife. You don't have any reason not to love your wife. Oh, she's rude. That is why I don't love her anymore. No. She's disrespectful. That's why I don't love her anymore. No, you don't have any reason. The commandment, the law said, love her, no condition attached. The woman must do the same thing. Our sisters must do the same thing. Honor your husband. Submit to your husband, whether you earn more than your husband. You might think you are intelligent. Oh, your husband is not as intelligent as you are. But the one who ordained this marital institution said, woman, submit. If you are submitting to that man, you are actually honoring God. It's an act of worship to God. You are not actually honoring that man. You are honoring God indirectly. Then what happens next is that the God gets involved in your marriage. So today, if we want to see marriage work, we will have to return to the instruction given to us and the concept of marriage between the church and Jesus Christ. Husband, love your wife. Wife, submit to your husband. Like I said, no condition attached. You just have to love. You just have to submit. Have I spent 15 minutes already? Have I spent 15 minutes already?
Yes, I think it's about 15 minutes already. Okay. So maybe just to get another perspective, let's just hear from the woman in the house. That is Mrs. Ruth Dumade. She's around and sending her an invite to unmute herself so that she can give her own perspective. You're welcome,
You're very welcome,
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Ruth. Good to see you.
I'm so sorry. My apologies. My network decided to mess me up this evening. So I've been struggling up till now. So thank God I came in. Well
Good to have you. Good to have you.
So am I to shoot immediately?
Yes, ma'am. We have about 15 minutes then.
Okay, thank you so much. Quick, let me go. Okay, now I came in while our pastor was talking, but I'm going to be coming from a different perspective right now, and certainly certain things I'll be saying will be shaking some foundation and some religious spirit around. I'll be saying things that naturally people don't always say in church, but this is what it is, even generally, even in mosque. So because we are a mixed congregation, so I think I'm going to I want all of us to open our mind. So I want to ask first, what is the role or the duties of a husband in a marriage or a wife in the marriage? I want everybody to can type, just start typing. Let me start seeing what you have to say. So I'm going to the comment section to start seeing what is the role of a woman in the marriage? What is the role of a man in the marriage? I want us to do a little statistics right now. So let me just pick your brain so that we'll see what to do. So I'm at a chat room. Oh, someone say, to love is for who? I'm seeing Juliana say to love. Love for who?
The
man is to love. The woman is to do what?
Yeah, to love. Yes.
The woman is to do what?
To collect the love.
To collect the love. Okay, so what are the other roles and duties? I need more input here. To provide. Who is to provide?
The man.
The man is to provide. Okay, what else again? I need more, please. I need us to communicate as I'm talking. What is the, okay, the man is to provide, the woman is to take the provision.
They have to take always. Yes.
Okay, now, so please, I want to tell us something. I think a lot of things, a lot of mindset has been fixed about the role. Someone said, okay, cuckoo killed the man. Yeah, someone is saying cuckoo killed the man. Cuckoo killed the man. Okay, so now what happened to us? What made us feel that the man is the one that has the sole responsibility to provide? How did we get to this point? What made us to think that the man has the sole responsibility to protect the home? What got us to this point? What made us to think that the woman is supposed to be the one to build her home? That the man too is not supposed to be involved in building the home? What brought us to this point? Why is it that a woman cannot secure her home too? Why is it that that job has been given to the man? You know, with the way the society is going, before now, our fathers and our mothers had genderized roles in marriage. But right now, with what we are seeing, it isn't working. Gender isn't working any longer in certain marriage. There are some women, they are the ones that go, the men go, but you'll be surprised, some women bring more money. So now, when you're talking about provision, a woman that is willing to support financially, you now have a role that is only the man should be the one to bring the money. So how do we just oppose that? So these are the questions I think we should be thinking why I go further. So I want to go further again. In fact, some of us, we married, our marriage had failed even on arrival before we got married because of certain mindsets, because of certain expectations. Let me give you one. If your expectation about marriage was to escape from singlehood to meet your fairy godfather, who has the magic to want to make your life beautiful, then know that your fairy godfather has also escaped from singlehood to meet a fairy godmother who will do the same thing. And at the end of the day, everybody is wahoo, expectations denied. That is what happens. So if that is your reason of getting married, do you know what happens in your marriage? Marriage sometimes will now make you feel bitter than to feel better because you have a wrong expectation of marriage. So on arrival, the marriage is already ended. Two, there is another thing again that on arrival that you end married is marriage will not make you complete. Unrealistic expectation. Now some people say, no, a marriage completes you. The decision to be happy is an internal decision, personal decision. It is not your spouse's decision for you to be happy. It is your decision to be happy. So before you enter the marriage, be a happy person. Think of things that will make you happy. No one can make you happy completely except you choose or make a decision internally to make happiness your choice. So when you get into the marriage and say, I want to be happy and be complete inside marriage, you'll be shocked. At the end of the day, you say, this was not what I planned because your expectations were very unrealistic. You are looking for a man that will make you happy. Even the man is looking for happiness on his own way or in his own way. So now, your spouse can add to your happiness, no doubt. But what now happen if that your spouse doesn't add to your happiness? At the end of the day, you're already sad, feeling bad that I married a man that thought I loved him or he loved me. But unfortunately, that's not what I'm seeing. Another thing again, marriage is not enough to make you all you want to be. So if you have an expectation that immediately you are married, that you will not be all you want to be, you have entered one chance. So marriage is not enough to make you what you want to do. At the end of the day, we start having identity crisis in marriage because we feel marriage is the thing that will make us become who we want to be. There is something stronger, which is your purpose. Your purpose is something that will drive you in the marriage. You have to know who you are. How do you want to emerge? What kind of thing do you want to contribute to the society? What is the thing that you were born for? While you are in the marriage, you start blossoming. But if you don't know that or you don't have that, you get frustrated. So on arrival, marriage is already dead because you are entering there because you think that man is enough to make you complete. Identity crisis happen. Another thing again, marriage can frustrate you. On arrival, you've not even entered. So when you now enter, it can frustrate you. Do you know why? We have different kind of personalities. There are some people, they just marry because of the lovey-dovey thing. There are certain ways to relate to certain personalities. So when you don't know how to relate to a sanguine, you don't know how to relate to a choleric, you don't know how to relate to a phlegmatic person, you become so stressed and frustrated. You are talking A, the man is talking B. The woman is talking A. So at the end of the day, people are not coordinated. Difference in view. The man is saying something else you're not following. Some people came from an abusive background, non-involved background, indulging background, and they came into marriage with those kind of mindset. The woman is saying, I want my children to be more responsible. There should be rules and regulations. The man said, no. When I was growing, there was too much rules. I don't like rules. Before you know, you already indulge the children. And at the end of the day, several views in the family is that causing frustration. You see this frustration, if it is not well articulated, it is not well treated, it is not well addressed, this is what is leading to breakage. You see, as little as this, we are not even talking about the infidelity that we may be thinking is the bad one. Most times it's difference in view that start making us start thinking differently. So further to that, there is no quick manual to quick fix your marriage, but it's about working it out. You have to work it out. And when you want to work your marriage out, you need time, you need patience, you need kindness, you need love, you need the right attitude. And one thing I thought the pastor was talking about, another good attitude is the fruit of the spirit. I have to go spiritual, because whether it's in the Quran or in the Bible, these fruits, this kind of things, values are accepted and are also recommended. To enjoy your marriage, you need to believe in yourself that you're a worthy person. So if you don't believe in yourself and you now go into a marriage and you're waiting the man to believe in you, you start getting frustrated because the man probably is looking for his own self. But there is something again I want to tell us. You have to ask yourself several questions when the marriage is getting tough and it is getting hard. Why did I get married? Ask yourself such kind of question. Why did I get married? You see those little questions? Write them down. And when you ask yourself, the man asks himself, you as a wife, you ask yourself, why did I get married? You start knowing the real meaning of your own marriage. What is the state of my relationship and how can I make it better? A lot of us, we don't sit down to assess, evaluate our relationship. At the end of the day, things keep falling apart and we don't even know because we have not taken time to assess, evaluate, and think about our marriage intentionally. What is your spouse's sexual orientation? Do you know that this one is something that is killing a lot of marriage, but a lot of people are not paying attention to it? What is your spouse's?
The church is not speaking.
Yeah, what is your soul? Now, do you know that some of us, as our husbands or wives, some of us came from abusive home. Some of us have been molested, sexually abused. Some of us, because of that, we hate sex. And at the end of the day, we are going into marriage that we'll be having it. At the end of the day, some people are not ready mentally, emotionally, because they've not forgiven the person that abused them. Some of them, so those things that are, have you asked your spouse before you got married or why you're married? What happened to you? How did you get here? Who was the man that molested you? How did you treat it? Have you forgiven? Have you let go? Have you addressed it? How was I raised? So these little things are the things that on arrival, marriage is already breaking because most of us didn't ask these questions. Now, going further, we're talking about sexting. So many of us, we get married and we forget ourselves. We forget that there is something in my marriage that causes romance. Hey, in marriage, you are allowed to talk it the way you feel. Especially you are free to talk dirty to your spouses. It is fine. But you go, you're so serious-minded, and somebody is trying to play with you, you're so serious. See those things? They bring people to one chance. So, but let me tell you, there is no fast rule or hard rule to these things. Excuse me, I need water. So, I want to talk about something. It is called emotional attraction bridge. You see, we have stories of great celebrities that they've been sophisticated, they have charisma, they accomplished people. I think example is Jennifer Lopez, Khloe Kardashian. You see, these people, they had what it takes to bring a man. It's called emotional attraction bridge. They had it. Unfortunately, there are certain capacity that they couldn't build to sustain it. So you see some men, they categorize women into short-time flings and long-time flings. So when a man sees you, a man already knows where he's going to categorize you, where we so fit you. So you need to wake up to know where you are in, so that you now start knowing that this is what I need to do to be at this place, and this is what I need to do to be at this other place. So how many minutes do I have more? Because I'm rushing. How many minutes more?
I think you still have 5 minutes. I think 1 minute, okay.
1 minute, okay. Now, I think I'm going to rush something. One thing we should understand is that every home is under attack. Every home, be it a Christian home, a Muslim home, or a Hinduist home, or whatever home, every home is under attack. But there is something everybody needs to do, every spouse needs to do. You need to master the act of fighting for your marriage. Because now, how do you master the act of fighting for your marriage? One of it is by superior knowledge. I'm not talking about going to go and pray first. I'm talking about superior knowledge, superior commitment, superior understanding. So those are the kind of things you need, because so many times, most of the things that are killing our marriages are ignorance, lack of information. So you have to know the true attacker. Remember, the true attacker is not your husband, neither is your wife. The true attacker is ignorance, wrong beliefs, habits, mindset. That is the true attacker of marriages. The true attacker believes, bad beliefs, negative beliefs, habits, mindsets that will make you not even understand the way the world is going. So I would want every one of us that have listened today to learn the act of fighting for your marriage with superior knowledge. Because when you have that, even the Bible says, my people perish for lack of it. Even in your marriage, you perish for lack of it. In your relationship, you perish for lack of it. So if you don't improve in your knowledge, to be sincere with you, your understanding will not expand. Your mindset, your marriage will not be sweeter and better the way you need it. So this is where I'm going to end my gist for now, in case there is a question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ruth.
Now, if anybody has anything to say, please just raise up your hand and I will send you a request for you to unmute yourself. But I'll let Pastor Dave to respond. Then while he's responding, you can also respond, because we want it to be very interactive.
Okay. You see, like I said, she said many things and beautiful things. She's used the word superior knowledge. I think that is that a lot of people need to focus on that, you know. And again, she said, your husband is not your enemy, your wife is not your enemy, which means there is an enemy somewhere, really. Today, many Christians, whether you're a Muslim or whatever, a lot of people don't even believe in this. I spoke to somebody maybe some hours ago about the fact that, you know, your spouse is not your enemy. There is an enemy behind the scene. And how do you unravel this? And how do you overcome this? You know, I said earlier that people like the idea of marriage, but they don't know what it takes to stay married. You know, commitment cannot be overemphasized when we have to maximize this institution ordained by God. So love, you know, many times it has been defined wrongly, you know, because for some people, the word love is just about giving and receiving, giving and taking, and all of that. It is much more than that. You know, people have so much expectation when they are coming into this institution, and they really don't even know what to expect and what to, how to prepare themselves for what they will eventually encounter. What is marriage all about? It's a question many people need to ask themselves. They must ask before they get married and why they are in marriage. Why am I married? And why am I getting married? For some people, it's that singlehood. Let me overcome it. Let me run away from that singlehood. Some people, you find at the moment they even start having children, they're already out of love, in quotes. The intimacy is broken because they never expected that as soon as children start coming in, there will be responsibility. There'll be a lot of workload. They don't know. So I think if we will do ourselves a favor in this dispensation and to see our marriage flourish, I think the need for a lot of people to be educated before they get into marriage will be important. People need to be asked, why do you want to get married? Is it because of pressure, family pressure? Is that why you are getting married? Or you just think you have attained a particular age? Is that why you are getting married? Or because you have money? Because it's more than that. Because money is needed in the home to build a family. But I've seen, again, a lot of people, they don't have a lot of money, but they are very happy. I've also seen a lot of people with a lot of money, but they are not happy. Then what is missing?
Wrong. Just quickly come in here.
Yes.
If anybody has anything to say, please just feel free to unmute yourself. But I want to share maybe like a personal experience that might help like break the ice and all that, so that we can go into muddy waters and we can shatter tables. So I just think that people might not go into marriage thinking that they want to break up, or that, okay, at some point I'm going to break up and all that. But there are like things that have already happened in the marriage that the home that you're coming from. And by the time you're now coming to the marriage and you're expecting those things, if you don't get it, you might feel like, okay, maybe
wrong expectation.
For example, my husband, when we came into the marriage, he told me that his mom used to wash his dad's clothes. And his mom used to remove his dad's shoes. That if he comes back from work, he used to remove.
Oh, you have never done it now.
Wait.
She used to remove his dad's shoes when he comes back. She used to serve him, call him daddy, all those things. There's some expectations that he had from me. And I told him some things about where I'm coming from. Yes, I can wash clothes. Yes, I can do this. But do I have to do that? We have a washing machine. If the washing machine does the washing, it doesn't mean that I'm not hardworking. It's just that you're a good man and that you have already provided it.
There's an option.
But you should not wake up in the morning and now feel bad that, she's using washing machine to wash them. I think you should not feel bad.
You may padded yam, and he's saying that it was not pounded by you. It is not the same padded yam. So there's you have washing machine, as long as it wasn't washed with your hands, so it is not clean. It's been traditional.
There were some times then that he would just carry the things to the toilet in the morning. He would just sit down and start to wash. For me to not feel guilty that he can't wash. And I'm like, I'm not going to feel guilty because the washing machine is there and the washing machine can wash it. So why do you just want to see me use my hands? And I can use my hands once in a while, but it should not be something that should make you angry. Then for sex also, some of us came into the marriage, especially women, thinking that, oh my God. And I remember before I got married, they used to tell me things. Like, oh my God. No, here's the thing. Like, when you come, I will show you great and mighty things. When you come, I will show you that, oh my God. Then he's telling me that, this one, but
expectations.
And I remember then, women will be advising you that when you go into marriage, be submissive. When your husband asks for sex, don't refuse and all that. So I came with, oh my God, even if he wants every night, like I'm ready for him. When I now came, sometimes 1 week, 2 weeks, and I'll be like,
can I quickly come in here? Let me quickly come in here. Let me quickly come in here. You see, at the beginning, I said something. Men are wired differently. Women are wired differently. That is why I was saying, as you see, you can love your spouse, but you are not loving your spouse rightly. You can be so loving, but yet you are loving the person wrongly. Now, you're talking about, okay, maybe it's not emotionally available. One. So he has to be emotionally available to be able to commune with you. But now you find out that, check, in between that period of not being available, maybe there is a lot of projects and there's a lot of things he's pursuing. Check. If you check very well, you'll be able to understand. You'll be patient. So it now takes a commitment to understand where my husband is always like this. I think this period, you know, I will try to understand with him, but where I will do as much as I can do to just make sure I get hold of what I want. Because not like you are pursuing, making the demand too much. It is your right to ask. But I tell you the truth, this man, his mind might have traveled, and I have this. What you just raised now is happening in the life of many couples. You know, men, when they are occupied with their mind, with a lot of things they want to achieve, and they are doing this to achieve for you, to take care of you, to make you happy, to make you proud. But at that moment, it is now your responsibility as a wife. You know how to get him. You know how to bring him down. So you are not just thinking, well, is he no longer seeing me? Well, he should just come and eat me up. At that time, the man is not thinking about eating you up. That moment, he's thinking about providing. He's thinking about building for you. So you have to do the job. So if you don't do the job, you are saying, you are just talking to yourself. Wait. You are just talking to yourself. Oh, is it that I'm no longer looking beautiful? Why is she not coming? Why am I no longer attracted to him? That's not the case. No, at that moment, you do the job. Because what happens is, he might not be emotionally detached from you, but there's something that is taking his attention spiritually and physically. And it's for you. So at that moment, as a wife, you come in. All you need to do the job. You do the job.
What is the job, sir? What is the job? Say do the job. What is the job?
Yes. You can set the stage. You set the stage. You just set the stage. Wait. You set the stage. What happened? The first 6 months, many times women can be very romantic. The first 6 months, some women. The first 6 months, maybe, I don't know if you still have a lot of candles in your house, maybe different colors. I don't know. I'm just asking. So now, you can set the stage, because now you see, men are moved by what they see. They are moved by what they see, and women are moved by what they hear. Do you understand that? So now, if you find out that this guy is getting caught up with a lot of activities and responsibility, you set the stage. You understand? A man will always be moved by what he sees. The way you look right now, so in his mind, he will not tell you. He always want to see you like this. That is the truth.
Okay. That is the truth. Somebody contribute, please. If you want to contribute, please just let me know and I will mute you.
Okay, so when I started, I was talking about mindsets.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking about mindsets, because a lot of us, okay, from beginning, I asked a question: what are the roles of women and the roles of men?
Yes.
So you see, and I have a problem, because a lot of us have genderalized certain roles. With the way the economy of the nation is, can one man that is probably a 150 or 200,000 and run a home of 4 or 3 children alone?
It is not possible. Absolutely not.
And we still know that there are some women that are the ones with the 250,000 and the men are with 50,000. And you now keep this rule that a man is supposed to provide.
God bless you.
And when a woman does it to wage and cover those lapses at home, either somebody say that is the work of your husband to pay children's school fees. You can do food though, but don't try school fees, don't try house rent.
Sorry, Sister Ruth, I don't cut you off. You see, it is like a tradition that must be broken. Women money is their money. It is
already broken. No, it is probably your generation they have not broken it. This generation have broken it.
Now,
and it is the people that taught us that.
We must change the narratives. You see, there's a wrong concept. The woman's money is our money. The man's money is our money. Do you understand that? And they've forgotten that in the days of our parents, women were not really working. A lot of them were housewives.
Full-time housewives, yeah.
Full-time. So now opportunity have been provided. Women are enlightened, they are educated, they have jobs that men can also have. So now many women in this dispensation, they still believe that my money is my own, your money is our own. You find out that a man can be any 50,000 naira, then a woman is any 200,000, like you rightly said, the woman will be waiting. If you can't fend for the family, you have failed. No, the table can change at any time.
Yes.
They must learn to work together.
That is one. That is number one. You know, Julie was talking about her husband's background, where he said that when the father comes, the mother, a woman that has gone to work the way you are, do you think the last thing on her mind is to come and remove shoes?
You have washing machine.
Her problem is not to come and remove shoes. So now, you see, tides have changed. Things are changing. The world is evolving. Now, there are some people that say, and you see sometimes this thing creeps in from the church. They say, a woman, you must be the one to cook for your husband, because that is the duty of a woman. And at the end of the day, two people go into marriage with that kind of mindset. Now, I am not against a woman that loves it. I'm not against a woman that can do it, that has the time. There are some women, one thing they may not know how to do is the cooking, but their husband knows how to do it. Why don't they do it?
Just do it.
One, two.
Just do it. Yes.
Two. If the husband isn't available because of his job, the wife either two isn't available because of her job, or she's too, that is not her thought, because there are some men that cook better than women. That is not her thought. What is wrong with you? There are a lot of caterers around that are ready to cook a bowl for you, a bowl of soup, stew for 1 month, for 2 weeks, for 1 week, as the case may be. There is nothing wrong to do that, because you need, okay, let me give you an example. We were praising Okonjo-Iweala some times ago. We are praising her. Is it not a man that allowed that woman to fly? You can imagine a traditional man expecting that woman, after talking about nation's debt from morning till night, for her to come and say, you're a woman, you should cook. Is that what that woman should be thinking at that level? But there are some people that we still want you to do those things. So another thing that I think has been happening and has been killing our marriages is some of our spouses are growing in their mind or on their mind, while some of them are not growing. So at the end of the day, somebody is being stiffed, or somebody is being hooked on the neck for you to change. Now, for instance, you can imagine that Okonjo was growing in her career and her husband wasn't growing. Do you know what would have happened? That man would have dragged her down by all means. He would have dragged her down by all means. The same thing is applicable to today's men and women. As your husband is growing in his career, in his endeavor, you must deliberately grow in your own, so that as growth is coming, some men are mind mates. They want, when they are talking to you, you are thinking in the same frequency. Not that when they are talking to you, you're talking from a primary school perspective. When they are going for, at the end of the day, there is no connection. At the end of the day, there is no level of conversation. Do you know, in such kind of marriage, relationship begin to sour because there is no level. We are not on the same page. We are not on the same level to converse, to communicate. So it is advisable, as you are growing, your wife should be growing. As the man is growing, the woman should be growing. As the woman is growing, or else you will come back home, you will realize that the person at home is no more a husband, is a housemaid, or no more his wife, a housemaid. So these are the things that we need to start questioning certain narrative that were handed over to us, so that we see the way life is going. But are you not seeing now? So, okay, the other day I was talking with a mother that was telling me, my daughters are not yet married. I don't know what is holding them, blah, 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 blah. And I asked her, I said, ma, have you even asked this your daughters you're even praying for, and asking if they even want to marry?
Marriage.
It is sugar. It was before, several years ago, even up to now. Some people still have that mindset that when you get married is an achievement for a woman. Some people are not thinking of it. Because even the Bible, if you cannot marry, stay alone. Apostle Paul was that one. And he was a successful alone man.
And a lot of people are not prepared for marriage. They are not prepared for marriage. They got married because of pressure, either from parents or from associates or friends or whatever. So as a result, you see that they get into it and they are not ready to commit. They are not ready to, do the work that we made the marriage work. That's another thing. So marriage is not an achievement. It might not be accepted by many people. So it only become an achievement if you were ready and you wanted it.
And that's what you wanted also.
Yes, and you are ready to make it work and you are ready to be committed to it to the end of time. It is not an achievement at the beginning. It is only an achievement at the end of it. If it works.
I really don't get that line.
Okay. Now, marriage, for me, starting a marriage is not an achievement. It can only be an achievement if the marriage eventually works.
Okay.
If it eventually works. So what I'm saying in essence is that a lot of people get involved with marriage, not necessarily because they were ready. That is why they are not patient. That's why a lot of people can just wake up one day and decide to pack their load and say, I'm leaving. Or it might just wake up one day, I am tired of this marriage. They were never prepared.
Don't wake up one day, sir. They don't wake up one day. A lot of things have gone wrong.
No. Most time, not like a lot of things have gone wrong. You see, things can go wrong if you want things to go wrong. But if you don't want things to go wrong, you need to speak. You need to air your view. You have to speak out and all of that, address issue. Communication is important. So if you can decide to be mute and you are not ready to address any issue. So because you were not prepared for marriage from the beginning, so you are not patient to make it work. So you can decide to allow anything go wrong and just walk out. That's another thing. So you see, the concept of marriage has to do with your inner being. Are you emotionally prepared? Are you emotionally ready? Do you want to make marriage work? Are you sure you are ready right now? Or you want to get married because your father is telling you your mate has gotten married, or your mother is telling you, you see that guy, you went to school with that guy, now he has 2 children. Now, is that the reason why you're getting married? If that's the reason, you might eventually fail in your marriage. But if you were ready from the beginning, not a lot of people are ready for marriage. They just give it a try.
So that brings me to something. That brings me to something. There are 2 things that I think we need to have as virtue. A lot of us, even not just our relationship with our spouses, our relationship with people generally, a lot of us are not kind. See that word, kind.
Kind.
And a lot of us are not patient with people generally. So now, if you have not mastered the act of being kind, now what is kindness? Kindness is about you sometimes looking for the other person's good. Kindness is you saying, oh, this is how I feel, and anyhow you feel is valid. If you're feeling that you're not happy, your feeling is valid. So how can I help you? What can I do to be of help to you? So if you have not started learning it, even when you're single, you're in a relationship with people, when you get married, you find it difficult. So one thing I think is killing a lot of marriage, most husbands or wives are not seeing a reason why they should be kind to one another. Kindness in both action, kindness in both words. In both deeds. What happens to you that you went out all day and at home doing all the chores, and you came back and you cannot tell me well done? You cannot tell me how has your day been? Just little, most times, check it out. I have realized during sessions with couples, during sessions with individuals, that most of the things that kill our marriages are those little unkind statements, little unkind words we say to one another, little unkind deeds. The little today, the little tomorrow, the little next week, the little next month, the little 1 year becomes a monster. And at the end of the day, they now call it unreconcilable differences. So these are little things. Patience. In fact, probably they know that this our generation, they are not patient to go through. So there are certain things that worked in our parents' days that are still good values that we can learn now. And there are certain things they did that time that when we do it now, it should be tantamount to just wastage. What is patience? Now, I am not saying that you should be patient to someone that is abusive to you. I'm not saying you should be patient to someone that beats you blue, black every day. I'm not saying you should be patient to someone, even as a therapist, even when there is an abusing relationship. That is not even enough to divorce. Why? Let me give you reason. One thing about abuse is because the person abusing does not know better. Now, what we sometimes recommend for such kind of situation is separation. Let no church, let no pastor, let no deacon say it is a sin. It is not in the Bible. It is not of God.
It's
because a lot of people
divorce is different from separation, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of people have died because of such kind of statements. And what will people say? First thing first, separate that woman from that man, or separate the man from that woman.
For a period of time.
Allow them and give them space. And another thing you could do for them to start being sober, from sober, if both of them needs help and they want to come back, there are processes. So you cannot not say because you have separated for 1 week, 1 month, the man has cried, please come back. Without you, I cannot stay. The woman has cried, I cannot stay with my husband, I cannot stay. And you bring them back. No, there are things you ought to do. You need to carry them through the processes. How were you raised? What happened to you? How did you get to this place? What triggers you? You have to now start thinking, okay, probably we should get some certain skills on emotional intelligence, about anger management. There are certain things we should start learning. And we bring you back for a period and move you again and ask, how are you doing? It takes a process. But most times, some people straight, I cannot do it again, because sometimes the thing that is making homes break a lot of times are ignorance. That is why I say who you are fighting is not your spouse. Who you should be fighting is fighting for superior knowledge about what you have learned, what you should know, what you should unlearn, what you should relearn, and what you should learn. So these are the things that I think when a lot of couples put their minds together, think of how to rejuvenate their home when they are going through. Now, I thought I was somewhere when someone was telling me, I went for a training, say, my family, we don't bring anybody to come and talk to us in our family. I don't believe in third party. Only me and my wife settle our matter. Anyhow, we cannot settle it, no problem, but nobody. And a lot of people have been told this, no third party. Now, there are you as a family, you should be able to know people or persons, your family, your spouse, people should be accountable to. Because a lot of men and a lot of women are not accountable to anybody. So because of that, their heads are not fixed together.
True.
So you need, sometimes it is just knowledge you need. I remember when I got married with my husband, every quarter, we have our mentor. Every quarter we go, sir, this is how we are doing. Even though there is no problem, it doesn't mean that there has to be a problem. Oh, sir, this is how we are doing. Okay, how far? What's happening? How is it? What's happening? What is he marrying you well? Is she marrying you well? No, me. If there is something my husband said to me the other day, and I don't like, we will even start arguing there. Okay, hold on. What was your own perspective? At the end, and you see, those things helped us in our first 5 years of marriage to stabilize us to an extent. Why some people, those first 5 years of their marriage, because probably they didn't accept bringing anybody close to them, those first 5 years become several struggles. several pain.
Sorry,
and those are probably the foundation which some of them now laid. After 5 years, say, I cannot give them, I cannot continue because we have irreconcilable differences.
Sorry, Sister Ruth, somebody just asked a question. It's a very important question. It said, from where I come from, it is seen as an abomination for a man to cook, go to market, engage in domestic activities. Sorry,
okay. Today, I am struggling to unlearn these things. If a spouse is not ready to compromise, shift grounds, and seek new knowledge, then you are setting the marriage up for failure. Anyway, I am still asking myself, okay, I think it's why did I marry? I don't know that line. In case you find the answer, tell me, what is that line? I don't know. I didn't get that well.
Okay, today I am struggling to learn these things. I think this person, what you need to do first is to realize that your tradition has nothing to do with your marriage. It is your marriage. It is not your community marriage.
It's not your community marriage, yo.
It is not your father's marriage. It is not your mother's marriage. It is your marriage. So you see, the truth is, the two shall become one. Understand that concept. Whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, the moment you start communing with your partner, your wife or your husband, you are expected to be one. So what you do for yourself shouldn't be considered an abomination.
True. In fact, he is talking because he's a kind man. Because if he's not a kind man, that tradition will still be holding him hostage.
Yeah, but he decided to. He's saying this. So what I'm just saying, I'm trying to admonish him that you are not getting married for your community, not even for your father or your mother, because they've lived their lives. And what you should consider is this: you are getting married to this person, and this person is going to be part of your life to the end of time. So whatever you do for this person, you are doing it for yourself. If you can cook, if you know how to cook, don't see it as an insult to your person as a man. No. You should celebrate that. It's an art. Cooking is an art. Celebrate it if you can cook. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. So it's an art. If you can, go ahead. If you cannot, tell her to teach you.
I only want to say something. I don't know if you can take the floor, Amoli.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for very interesting learning time, basically. But there was something you said about expectations in marriage. Like what happens when you're unconsciously emotionally selfish? Like everything has to revolve around how he or she feels and not about the partner at any point in time. And each time you try to address such issues, it still boils down to this: how do you balance to, talk, maybe make him realize that, oh, okay, this emotional, in as much as you're a great person, this emotional selfishness needs to adjust, even if he can't stop, but there's no progress, maybe because of the way he's being fine-tuned from where he's coming from, It gets to a point where, as a woman, you only take the grace of God to still be able to stay put. Because if it keeps happening over the years and you keep asking yourself, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Because it seems like no matter what you do, nothing ever seems right. How do you balance such situations?
Okay, the question, is it for me?
Anyone can answer, basically.
Okay, so I think almost half part of your question, it was breaking. So if I get you right, a man that is emotionally selfish,
yes,
that is not willing, he's not willing to think about his partner. It's just about himself.
Yes.
Okay. How can you manage in such situation?
Yes.
Okay, great. You see, the same thing, I will go back to what I said earlier on. You remember mindsets. Now, such kind of person needs help. Before somebody got to a point that he is emotionally selfish, something might have happened.
Yes, 100%.
So probably before now, he has always been denied things. So right now he has opportunity to have things, own things. He decided to just start keeping it to himself. Now it could be that before now, everybody is the one sacrificing. Probably sometimes when their last baby is at home, everybody is either the one sacrificing for them. So at the end of the day, they are now grown. They are forgotten that there is a time you two have to sacrifice for the other. So such kind of spouses, be it a man or a woman, needs help. We need to first of all assess what happened to you. How did you get here? In fact, are you even seeing it as a problem? Because even not seeing it as a problem is the biggest problem on its own. Because for some people, they don't see it as an issue. They say yourself first. That's the thing they'll be, the cliche they'll be, your first. I not kill anybody, I just like myself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And they are not loving the neighbor. How much more are they loving themselves first? You understand? So now, in such kind of cases, there are ways you could help such kind of person. You have to start exploring certain background it came from, especially if it's open to conversation. What happened? I have noticed, and those kind of people, you don't attack them too. Because most time when you want to attack them, they become very defensive. So you should be concerned about that issue. And that is what I'm saying. You have to be patient and you have to be a kind person. Yes. Now I'm not, you see, you have to patiently ask the person, I have observed this about you, that anytime there are two things, you will either take the two and forget that I am here. And anytime you do this kind of thing, this is how it makes me feel. I talked about kindness, Abi. Patience and kindness. So it's patience that will make you respond well to that man. And it will be kindness on his own part to say, is this what I have been doing that probably I didn't recognize or I didn't know or I have not even taken note of? You may just even be surprised that even the person does not even know that he or she is doing that. So, and it will not take time for such people to start unlearning such behavior. And unlearning behaviors does not take 1 month because either that behavior has already been learned for over 24 to 27 years.
It takes time.
It takes time. So sometimes, okay, please go ahead. I am thinking you want to say something. Go ahead.
Let me just add this. Self-love is key, very, very key. You know, you must learn to love yourself primarily. You must learn to love yourself. If you do, then you'll be able to assist your spouse when you feel they are not meeting your expectations. Because you do have expectation, definitely. If you don't love yourself well enough, definitely maybe if they are not coming to meet up your expectation, that will definitely break you. That will definitely get to you, and it will hamper on your productivity. So what you need to do is love yourself well enough to be able to love him or love her while you are doing your best to see how long God will be able to help him overcome such challenges, struggle, and all of that, because it's beyond this person now. It is not just about you as a person. My sister Ruth just said something. This person is coming from somewhere. Something happened, maybe from his background, family setting, and all of that. And if you find out, maybe this person probably got married at the age of 20 or 25 or even 30. And now, for the last 25 years of his life, it has been like that. So, and if you are married to this person now, maybe for just 10 years or 15 years, you are expecting this person to change overnight. It will be impossible. So what you need to do is to ensure that you love yourself genuinely. Just love yourself. Know that you are good enough. You are capable of receiving gifts, receiving affection and all of that. But if it's not coming, it does not in any way reduces who you are. So while you are patient, be patient and allow God change this person. But there will be a need for communication consistently.
There will be a need, though. There are different strategies for this kind of people. If that one I thought doesn't work, probably the one he just said may work. Or probably the day he buys a shoe for himself and you have your own money, buy your shoe.
Self-love, just self-love. That is it.
You will flaunt it. You will flaunt the shoe more than him.
About
I was just coming to that. So now, why not do this? Sometimes maybe you are going home. You are expecting maybe your spouse to welcome you home and tell you, oh, how's your day? If it's not coming from your spouse, welcome home, how's your day be and all of that, you do it. How's your day been? How you doing? How have you been doing? Have you eaten? Just look for something to talk. You see, don't fake it. So you can't.
Don't fake it. If you were to buy things, either you buy for yourself and make yourself feel happy if you're getting hurt, or when you're coming back and you have to buy something either on a budget, you could buy yours and buy for him.
Buy for the person.
Gradually, when you do it today, you see, it takes patience and it takes being kind. So before you know, some people learn by what they see. Do you understand? You may just be surprised that such person may be coming from a home that when the father come home with Nkwobi and he eats alone. Nobody comes close to him. So he has imbibed, he has told himself, when I have money, I will do it more. I will do it for myself. Do you understand?
Yes, Ma, can I say something? When I'm talking about emotional selfishness, it's not in terms of gifts. Like when things happen in the house, you're trying to have conversations. This has to do with, this is how this affects me. You never pay attention to say, okay, let me even understand this from my partner's perspective. It's all about, this is how this affects me, and that is it. You don't.
I want to answer this. Let me quickly answer this. Listen, now, Sister Ruth said something at the beginning. That is, your enemy is not your spouse.
Yeah.
And you still have to please get this clear that this person in question is coming from somewhere. You know, it's beyond this person. He can't even help himself.
He's not even seeing it as a problem.
And this person might not even be kind to himself.
Yes. Yeah. 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 And sometimes they may just, some people like hearing themselves talk. They don't like to hear others talk.
Yes. You see, you need to understand that. So people have issues. They deal with a lot of things in their mind, in their head, especially if it has something to do with their background, where they are coming from and all of that. So if you are married to such a person, what you need primarily is patience. And two, and look for a way to help this person. Don't be self-centered at this point. So in as much as your emotional well-being is important, you have to know that this person is going through a lot. He's fighting something that is beyond him.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even want to address the real issue. In fact, when I was saying something,
they are not saying it. They will not speak. They are fighting by themselves.
Yeah, so they are either internal battles they are facing, that they cannot talk about. And this is where therapy and coaching and counseling comes in play.
Yes.
Comes to play. Do you understand? So if this problem is beginning to be a problem to you, or whether it's the person you're representing or you now start thinking of how you can help and have external help.
You have a job to do, the person have a work to do. You will do the work.
There is nothing
and that is
wrong.
what love is all about, sacrifice.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong in seeking external help. Because sometimes when we tell our spouse something, sometimes they don't listen. It is when somebody outside tells them something, it will not click. So sometimes some people like hearing from others because they feel your own, you like complaining, you like doing this, anything I do, you don't like it, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, when they hear it from a third party, oh, do you actually do this? You'll be surprised that the person say, I don't do it. I cannot remember doing it. But he or she does not know that there are certain actions and words that makes his or her spouse feels used or feels not involved in their life because of their self-centeredness. So even having selfish to others is not even a healthy thing. Selfishness is not healthy. Not to others, how much more to your spouse? So sometimes if you have tried by talking, by acting, by showing it, it's beginning to be a problem and you're not getting a leeway. Probably you get a counselor, you get a therapist, and you see, when we call therapists in this part of the world, we think it's only when people are mad, or we think it's when people have gone to psychiatric home. No, I do a lot of, in fact, I'm surprised how people respond so much to therapy now. People are willing, people are ready. And when they come, they say, why have I been afraid of even going for therapy? Since I thought it's only for people that are mad or crazy, but I'm not mad. But sometimes it's bringing the perspectives from different angles, because even you as a wife and you have a husband like that, you may not even be able to bring the perspective out, because most times you'll be talking from hurt, like you being cheated. You understand? So sometimes you may be overwhelmed by your own emotion in a way to drive your points. So sometimes when you not bring this external person and the person is not saying, okay, Mr. A, do you do this? Whenever things come, what do you think first? Before you know, in the process of assessment, in the process of gathering data, you will now have more information on why the person behaved like that. So now you now start thinking of behavioral approach of change management in the life of that person. So it's not something that happens 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You must do some therapy and pay some money.
Okay, I guess you've gotten something from this discussion. There is someone is asking the question: what of a spouse that wants to relocate to Canada, but the other spouse who wants to stay in Nigeria?
Hey. All of us want to go to Canada. We want visa to Canada.
Now, the first thing is this: why does this person want to travel to Canada? Is it for greener pasture, or is this person relocating for good? If maybe they will have a better life in Canada and they want to, the person want to relocate legally, and it will provide a better life for the family. And maybe they just need to sit down and talk it through. So, and if you see there is a need for understanding, patient commitment, we'll be talking about these things. So, and sometimes you have to just allow one person, to be able to like pour out his or herself. This is what I think is better for us. Then the job will be for the other person to go and think it through. What is this person saying? So it shouldn't be an ego thing. If you find out now, either the woman wants to go to Canada, is the guy that wants to stay in Nigeria. Even if this woman is making a point, making a sense, as long as it's coming from a woman, the guy will say, no way, why will I just follow my wife? If it's a woman that is asking, I want to relocate to Canada, and there is a need, there is a better opportunity, a better life for you there. Maybe you guys are not having it where here. Hey, brother, listen to your wife. Do you understand? It's not a good thing. It's about family building. This is your family. So if your wife is thinking about the well-being of your family, just do the needful. So it shouldn't be a macho thing. Why should my wife be relocating and all of that? No. If your wife finds a reason why you guys should relocate to Canada, maybe she's skilled. I know there are many establishments in Canada looking for skilled workers, maybe engineers, lawyers, doctors, and all of that, and your spouse fall into that category. Why not? If your spouse doesn't have a good job here and you guys are not doing well here, and there will be an opportunity for your spouse to make a better living there. Why don't you people just work it out and travel? Except for selfish reason. I don't just want to stay in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, sir. I thought I saw another question there on the page. I think I should read it so that I can see if I can respond to it. Okay. Is there any particular advantage that marriage offers? What do marriage offer that I cannot get or do being single? So someone is.
You know what that person is saying? Just look at this. You start to gain a lot of things. You know, you cannot have pleasure in your sexual life outside marriage. Do you understand? Because the reason why some question is asked is because you are single, because you're already committing fornication. And you just think as long as you are doing that, because the marriage is meant to be enjoyed, and the sexual aspect of it is a blessing. So if you are enjoying that as single, you are not thinking that, okay, what does marriage actually offer? Marriage offers companionship, basically, for female to understand. Do you understand? So if you are asking, you stand to benefit many things if you are married. The only reason you might think there's nothing you will gain being married while you are single, you might enjoy the same thing or whatever if you are in fornication. I will not disagree with you if you decide to live your life the way you want to live, but I'm talking as a pastor, and I will say it clearly. So you are better off married if you want to enjoy sex.
So I would want to add here, so many things are becoming normal in our society, especially things we frowned at several years ago. For instance, there are some men or women that don't want to be married, but they can have children outside marriage. They go for surrogacy, they go for adoption, because those are the reasons that those days they say, for you to have your children. Now there is surrogacy. There is, you can adopt. There are ways you can even have a baby mama. You understand? So now those reasons for marriage are beginning to break down on a daily basis. Oh, companionship. Are you not seeing Oprah Winfrey? She has been dating her boyfriend for the past how many years? How many years? Plus or minus, they should be more than 15 years dating. They don't want to marry, but they have their pleasures. They have their satisfaction. They have what? So a lot of people want to be like that. So if people like that are becoming their role models, so they marry. Why? So what is the need of getting? So now I would want to tell you, there is no fast and hard rules or why you must get married. There is nobody forcing you that you must get married. No. If you want to get married, it's your choice.
It's a choice.
If you don't want to get married, it's your choice. And people that got married, they should not make people that are not yet married to feel that they are not complete or they are not human.
Not at all.
So because our society, the thing we are thinking of that is achievement every day is getting distorted on a daily basis. So it's your choice. I will say it again. Apostle Paul was a brilliant young man. He was a lawyer. Yes. He was a teacher of the word, preacher of the gospel. He said it. He said, if you know that your body will not settle, that you cannot hold your body when it is on fire, please, I am recommending you get married. But right now, we don't take it as anything or as sin any longer. We take it as maturity. I can do it. I can pay for it, and there is no big deal. So it depends on what your mindset is. If your mindset sees it as pleasure, fine for you. But if you know you are somebody that you love God and you feel this is another thing that you take and value, it is your choice. So there is nobody forcing anybody to, you must marry, you must not marry. So sometimes it's just that kind of companion you could always get handy. Yes, some people say, after all, there are some of us now, I can get my girlfriend, my boyfriend, anytime we can talk. There are sometimes you need emergency cuddling. Sometimes, so a lot of things could make people get married. Why some people just marry for the status sake? Some people don't marry because of any, just status, let us stay together, cohabit. When we have children, when we finish, we walk away.
Sister Ruth, I just think marriage primarily is just to make each other better, make each other better together.
Yes.
Help each other fulfill one's destiny
you want
purpose.
to achieve. Yeah.
Yes. So now, basically, from the point this person was asking this question is that, okay, maybe he's not a believer. I'm speaking from the point of believers, with the way they should live their lives and all of that. Because you think you can, sex is what you can have aside marriage and go ahead, have it.
Perfectly well.
Well, as long as you don't have respect for God.
Institution. God, yeah.
Nobody will compare you to do otherwise. So, but the truth is, I still believe, in as much as I've said earlier, that marriage is not, it is not like an achievement starting out or at the beginning. It is only an achievement at the end of the journey. That is, if you stay till the end, you're able to make it work, commitments, patience, and endurance. Then at the end of the day, maybe you raise good children who will eventually grow to be better people in the society and all of that, definitely. So if you choose not to be married, you are not in any way out of place, no. And if you choose to be married, you are not also doing anything wrong. But be rest assured that marriage is beautiful if you can make a commitment, because you have somebody who genuinely look out for you, watch out for you, who want to see you succeed, who want to see you be the best you were created to be. That is a primary reason for marriage. That's what I believe. God wanted that companionship to help you succeed and to help you be the best of yourself. And that's what marriage can provide for you.
Pastor Dave, thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm very excited the angles that this particular session has actually brought to a lot of people. And I know that I'm sure you must have had at least some tips as to how to go about proceeding with that particular challenge. And I believe God strongly, because we're also people of the Spirit, I believe God strongly that He would mend your broken heart if it's broken. And if any part is crooked, He would straighten it out in the name of Jesus.
Hallelujah. Now preach on, just preach.
The next thing I want to say, we want to see how we can wrap this up in about 3 minutes. So we have just 1 minute for concluding words. Then if any other person has a question to ask, you can quickly ask your question. By just raising up your hand, we'll unmute you. But Mrs. Dumadi, can you take the next 1 minute, your final words?
Yeah, I know some persons may be hurting here, either as a result of one relationship or the other you are in. Some of you may have been bleeding before coming here. Some of you have been either asking God question or asking yourself question, why did I get married? Why must this guy, why must this woman behave the way he or she is behaving to me? You may have been wondering why? Either the person has really hurted you badly. But one thing I still want to tell you is your marriage is worth fighting for. And remember, you're going to fight with a superior knowledge, superior understanding that will be against bad mindset, negative mindset, habits and beliefs that are really setting you backward. And peradventure, in case you're struggling with forgiveness, I know there are processes to forgiveness. If you want that, I could help out. But remember, forgiveness is a big part of your marital journey. That is something you have to be doing on a daily basis. So you have to learn how to forgive your spouses despite the hurts, no matter how painful it is. It takes a process, though. I just pray God helps us. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Ma.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. She just said something that our concluding part is she spoke about forgiveness. So I actually have written that marriage is a ministry of forgiveness. Marriage is the ministry of forgiveness. You keep forgiving, you continue to forgive. And I want to say also, you don't find true love You choose to build true love. You choose to build true love. So the idea of I'm looking for true love, I've not found true love in my marriage or whatever, shouldn't be a focus. Do you understand? So you will not find true love. You choose to build true love. And if you want to see that happen, you must allow God to work in your marriage. You must be patient and you must be committed to your spouse. And the love you truly desire will be made available by God. Hallelujah. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, ma. Thank you for an exciting discussion. And I'm so excited that we have people that have stayed from the beginning to the end. Thank you, Anwuli. Thank you, David. Thank you, Pere. Thank you, Ijoma. Thank you, Carl Dimba. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for staying with us. This will be like a monthly event. So for next month, we also have people that are coming to discuss on something else that has to do with marriage. So I would encourage everyone to, okay, someone is sharing the screen. Carlo, please can you read it?
Yes. It says, I love being married. Yes.
It's great to find that one special person.
One special person. One to annoy the rest of your life.
What? Yes. That is the truth. Yes. Yes. Good one. One special person.
Done. In fact, that is the place you are. Receive it with gratitude.
Yes. One special person you can know anytime you feel like. Just go ahead. It's allowed. It's allowed. God bless you, Rita. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. You can reach out to us for more questions, or you can reach out to Pastor Dave or Mrs. Ruth Dumade to help you and to answer more questions. Thank you very much and have an amazing weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you, everyone. Do have a wonderful
day. Okay, then. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you, Sister Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Diana,
thank you, Pastor Dave.
God bless you. Thank you.
Good to connect
everyone.
with you.
God bless you. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.